Boys, welcome to a new YouTube video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to speedrun 100k month stores extremely fast and efficient using AI. It doesn't get easier than this, I can promise you that. This is the exact same strategy that I used to get a 100% hit rate on many stores, and all those stores did $100,000 plus in the first month. And you guys can see here, my newest store so far has done just shy of 200k in 50 days, and then my other store did $143,000 in the last 30 days. So again, this strategy absolutely works. It's actually an improvement on my strategy that I was using for this. So it's even better, and I simplified it down so you guys can follow along and it'll just be smooth as butter. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. For those of you guys who are new to the channel, who am I? My name is Perry Xie. I'm 21 years old and I've done multiple 7 figures in ecom. I'm actually a 7-figure brand owner. This is my brand here. I'm Practical, and I'm trying to build this up to 8 figures soon. This channel is basically going to be my entire drop shipping journey. So literally everything that I learn, I'm going to teach it to you guys and give it to you guys for absolutely free. I just want to give you guys as much free sauce as possible, just because when I started off learning, there weren't many people doing it, and I honestly wish that there were. But yeah, that's pretty much my purpose of this channel. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first thing you need is obviously you need to have a Shopify store set up. In this video, I'm not going to be going over the button clicking because that's all on YouTube and you guys can figure it out. But our store is going to be called Terra, and I'm going to be running Grounding Bedsheet. This is pulled from this brand called Grounding Well. They're doing crazy numbers. I think they're selling millions every single month. And how do I know this? Well, that brings me into the first step. Okay, starting with step number 1, we are going to use Trend Track to find a winning product plus analyze the competitor, and we're also going to connect that to Claude. Alrighty, so we're now in the dashboard of Trend Track, and you guys can see all the top performing Shopify stores, the monthly visits, how many ads are running. The reason why we're on Trend Track and not using Get Hooked, like I did in my last video, is because honestly, guys, this has everything plus more compared to any sort of software that you guys have ever tried or heard of. I will literally give you a short explanation of why I'm using this. One, you can look at every single store. You see the same thing that SimilarWeb tells you, all within this dashboard. So you see the monthly visitors, and then you can obviously go into their site, look at their price, times it by the conversion rate of a 3% conversion rate, and then see how much their estimated revenue is. You guys can see it literally serves the exact same purpose as SimilarWeb, so we won't be needing to use that because it's all built into here. The first thing that I want to do is we're going to look for a winning product. We already have a product obviously selected, but I want to show you guys exactly how to do this on your own. So you would come over here to ads. So I already have my own native ad filter, and you guys can replicate it here. So basically set your status to active, days running to a minimum of 20 days, the media type to image, your country to United States most likely, and then language is in English, and then ad copy length, set it to a minimum of 1,000 words. This function right here, I don't think Get Hooked or any other software has, which is really crucial when you're looking through the native ads, because obviously native ads are going to have 1,000 plus words. And so if we can literally filter it by the words, then we're guaranteed to have only native ads. Unlike when I was doing Get Hooked, we got a bunch of like spam stuff that I was telling you guys to ignore. So now you guys have that ready. You just press save as view, and then from there you can name it, and then you're going to have it on your account forever. Now that your native ad filter is set up, you guys are going to just scroll like we did in the previous video, and you're going to just click on every single video. Oh, one more thing I want to know is you want to sort it by ad rank descending. So this literally tells you the ad rank of all native long form copy ads from top to bottom. So not only are you seeing native ads, you are literally seeing the best of the best native ads from top to bottom. So what you guys would do here is simply click onto the links, go see what kind of product it is. If you're a beginner, I don't recommend doing supplements. And then obviously we're gonna go back to the check mark, which I featured in my last video, which basically we need a product that is gonna be cheap. How do we know if it's cheap? One, you're gonna go to 1688 or Alibaba to search up that product that you are interested in running. And then from there, you're gonna ask yourself, well, how is the product light? Is it small? Basically, the smaller it is, the lighter it is, the cheaper it is to ship, and that gives you way more room when you're advertising. And then the next question you're going to ask is, do customers want multiple of this product? So in our case, grounding sheets, absolutely. People like houses have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and obviously if we target families, there's going to be multiple beds. So yes, customers are going to want multiple of this product. So that's checked off. Does it solve a real problem? Now, with this product, the brand that we're referencing, which is Grounding Well, they claim to reduce insomnia, anti-inflammation, eases anxiety, reduces pain, reduces fatigue, supports joints. Now, one thing I will note is that this brand, I did look into their claims and overall like the grounding mechanism of the bed sheet. Now, there's not enough science data to actually back these claims. So I will point out, whichever product that you're going to run, make sure that there's actual science backing up what your product claims to solve. Now, for example, this product, the only reason I'm doing this is because one, I've noticed this from the start of my dropshipping journey, and I was like, wow, does this product even work? Because how are they selling millions of dollars? So it must mean that their marketing is really good, but at the end of the day, the science doesn't really prove what they're claiming. So one, your ads can get rejected, and two, there's just not really much longevity, because eventually one day everyone's gonna realize like the product's not really working, or someone's gonna call it out, and you're pretty much screwed. So make sure when you guys are like choosing a product that whatever mechanism or problem that your product solves actually solves that issue. That's kind of a given. But anyways, does it solve a real problem? Based on this, we're gonna just say yes. And then what size is the TAM, total addressable market? Well, obviously, guys, if this is like for sleeping, insomnia, joint pain, these are things that everyone experiences, especially when you're sleeping. You wake up and you're feeling all sore. So these things, obviously, the TAM is gonna be huge. And then finally, are there too many competitors, and are there any gaps in marketing? So in our next prompt for the marketing research, that's how we're gonna be able to find it. But for the competitors, it's very simple to do. You literally go back on Trend Track, and then from this page here, you're gonna go to search ads, and you're gonna search the keyword, let's say grounding mat. For this product, it's pretty saturated. So make sure your store doesn't have, or your product doesn't have too many competitors, because obviously, the less competitors, the better. I totally forgot, I already sourced the product COGS on Alibaba on 1688, and you guys can see that it was 70 RMB, which is $10 USD. And then if you look on Alibaba, the range is also around that $10 to $13, $14 mark. So that's how much this product costs. And because Grounding Well is selling it for around $100, that leaves obviously almost a 10x markup. So we have a lot of cushion for when we're running ads. The cheaper your COGS are and the more you're able to actually price it for, obviously gives you a lower break-even ROAS. What is a lower break-even ROAS? It's basically, well, how much money do I have to put into ads and get back in order to break even? And so if the price is very high, that you can, if you can price your product very high and it costs very little, then obviously you have a lot more cushion to be able to run ads, and it doesn't have to be a 2x, 3x, 4x ROAS, right? Okay, so now that we've completed the product validation, there's one more thing that we have to do from step one, and that is to connect Trend Track to our Claude. So to do this, it's actually very simple. You're gonna simply go down here and click on to connect to AI. It's gonna bring you to this page, and then you press see the integration. And from here, if for example, you don't have Claude, which guys, I recommend you guys use Claude rather than ChatGPT at the moment, just because overall Claude Cowork is so strong. And so in this case, we're gonna use it with Claude. So you're gonna click on install in Claude. There's gonna be a tutorial here if you guys are a little bit confused, but it's very simple. You're literally gonna copy this link here, and then you're gonna open up Claude. Once you're inside Claude, you're gonna click onto your profile down here, and then you're gonna click on settings. From settings, you're gonna click onto connectors, and then you're gonna add a custom connector. From here, you're simply gonna name it Trend Track, right? And then you're gonna paste your link right here and press add. I've already connected it. As you can see right here, we can see that Trend Track is connected with this check mark. And that's it. Now your Trend Track is connected to your Claude, which is gonna be very fundamental for this next step, and that is the market research. So I've created this doc with a bunch of prompts for the market research, and it's very simple. You're literally gonna go from top to bottom. As you can see, we already did the setup, and we're gonna start with prompt 1. What you're gonna do is you're gonna, for all of these, you're simply gonna copy what's in the box and just do this step 1 to step 6. Okay, so you're gonna paste in prompt 1, and then you're gonna simply put in your product name. So in our case, it's gonna be grounding bedsheet. And then you're gonna put in your product URL. So for the product URL, we're gonna just put in the competitor URL. So I'm gonna take this, and then I'm going to paste it into here. Okay. So we're gonna paste the competitor product page URL here, and then we're gonna press send. And as you guys can see here, our Trend Track is connected. So if you're not sure if your Trend Track is like properly connected, you can see just over here in connectors. Also, a lot of you guys are probably wondering like, what is this Claude dashboard that I'm using? It's Claude Cowork. So if you guys haven't figured out how to use Claude Cowork, you guys can literally search it up on YouTube. There are plenty of tutorials. That's how I learned it. Why do we want to use Claude Cowork over Claude Chat? Literally to simplify everything. If you don't use Claude Cowork or Claude Code, and you just use Claude Chat, basically all the information you feed in Claude Chat, eventually your Claude is going to forget about it. Whereas on Claude Cowork, we actually have, basically we create a local brain file where Claude is going to save everything that you teach it, everything that you talk about in its own memory, so that going forward into the future, it will never ever forget any context, any information, or any skills that you train it. So the people who are watching that are using Claude, just a normal Claude Chat, you guys are setting yourself up for disaster, because when you're writing copy and writing so many different ad scripts, it's just gonna fuck up like over and over again eventually down the line. So make sure you guys have Claude Cowork set up, and you guys wouldn't be able to do any of these connectors, I don't think, if you just use Claude Chat. So make sure you guys have Claude Cowork set up. And what's really important also is you guys should create a project. So just create a new project, and then from there you can prompt the prompt number 1 in the chat. Okay, so while we're waiting for this prompt 1 to be complete, we don't want to waste time. So what you're going to do is go to Shopify, go to your apps, and then download Atlas AI Store Builder. This is literally the app that I used for every single test. It's what I've gotten my profitable stores at. Obviously, once you build out your store with this app, you're obviously gonna tweak it with your own Claude code design, and just, you know, refining your website to become even better and boost your conversion rate. But when you guys are testing stores, you guys have to realize speed is king, right? So to build a store, it shouldn't take more than an hour. So with Atlas, I'm able to create the store in basically 5 minutes. It's going to be $39 per month, but you do get an 8-day free trial using the link in my bio. All right, so once you guys have processed your plan, you're gonna go here and press start setup. We're gonna do a product page. Actually, let's do the full store, right? And then from here, we're not pulling the link from Alibaba. We're gonna be doing it from the product that we already launched. So whatever product you guys have selected, you obviously have to create that product in Shopify. Then from there, you're gonna press select catalog, and then we're gonna click onto our product. Let's confirm product. And now this whole setup is gonna take around probably 2 to 5 minutes. So we're gonna go back to Claude, check on things. Okay, so we have to go here, press create. So now that that's created, we're just gonna keep letting this prompt 1 finish. First prompt does take some time, usually around 10 to 15 minutes. So we're gonna continue to let this build out and just look at our, wow, look at that. Alice is already finished, guys. That was not even 5 minutes. I think that was like a minute. So you guys can see here, the store is pretty much good to test, right? You can see here we have the testimonials, we have the highlights, the benefits, the frequently asked questions. The only thing that you'll have to do manually is select your own color theme. So for example, this brand here, we're gonna be using almost the exact same thing that Grounding Well is doing. Why? Because think of it like, okay, when you guys are thinking of colors, just think logically about your product, right? Let's say if it's a dental product, what color do you guys think you'll use? Probably gonna be blue, right? If it's, for example, my grounding bed sheets, well, grounding's like earth, right? So we want earthy, like maybe brown or like plants, right? So we're gonna use green, just like how they're using green. So from here, I'm just gonna change the theme. I don't know if you guys can do custom. Oh, okay, I guess you guys can't do the colors on here, but what you can do is actually on the Shopify store once we approve this. So go ahead and press import and edit into Shopify. Okay, and then we're gonna press activate app. It's gonna bring us to our online store, and then this will automatically be toggled on. You're gonna press save. From there, you're gonna exit out, and I believe it's good, so publish. Okay, so now that that's waiting, we'll just hop back here, and we can see that prompt 1 is finished. So what do we do next? We simply go here to our master prompt, and we will take prompt 2. So you're gonna copy prompt 2, and then you're gonna go back to Claude and simply paste that. Now, while that's loading again, let's go back to Atlas, check how things are going. You can see it's still publishing. And boom, just like that, it is finished. So it's saying here, product blah, blah, blah. Yes, use Atlas recommended bundle. Okay, perfect. So actually this we don't need to do, but essentially you guys can, if you guys don't want to do kaching bundles, you can go ahead and press yes. In my opinion, we're never going to use this really because kaching, but we need to actually put some thought and effort into our offer. So I wouldn't do this. So just press skip setup. The in cart, I would actually press yes. So next, because honestly, I used to use an app called Upcart for testing, but that honestly I don't think it's useful to spend that time setting it up. So I would just go ahead and use Atlas's Upcart upsell. And then now publish product bundles. We don't need that. Actually, wait, stores with bundles. Yeah, we don't need the bundles. Yeah, so everything is literally published. Now, if we go to online store, I'm pretty sure everything is gonna be there. So we'll go double check that right now. And just like that, in literally 5 minutes max, your entire store is set up. Obviously, we're gonna make some changes later on with the market research, but this is the exact template I used for all my product tests. So if we click on shop now, it's gonna bring us to our product page. This is what our product page looks like. You guys will see this beautiful Kaching bundle that I already pre-made based on the competitor. So if you guys see the competitor here, if they're doing well, most likely their offer they've already A/B tested. A/B tested means like they basically took one variant and then another variant and then they split traffic 50-50 and then they were able to make so many minor improvements until they ended up with what they have now. So you guys can see they're selling 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed. On 2 bed you get a free mat. On 3 bed you also get a free mat. So I basically went on Kaching bundles and I created the exact same thing. But to be honest, I think my offer looks even better. Why? Because I've created this, I think this one's called progressive gifts, which basically hides the free gift when you're on, let's say, buy 1. So buy 2 and buy 3, this thing pops up and it's just visually very appealing. I've tested this amongst many of my stores and I've always found that this layout worked best for me. But I will say, depending on your product, all products are different. So I would just go ahead, try to copy the competitor, and from there, I will create some A/B test YouTube videos in the future. So I'll go more in depth in that, but don't overcomplicate it. Just copy your competitors for now, as long as that competitor is the one that's doing well. Okay, so while we're waiting for that prompt, I'm just gonna be proactive and I'm gonna go here and just change up all the colors that are incorrect. So you guys can see like this pink is definitely not right. And then I'm gonna just go like that and then there. Now we have the green stars, very nice. I do want this to be bolded. I think bolded looks way better, to be honest. Okay, and then obviously the most important is gonna be your CTA button. This definitely needs to be the correct color. And then we're gonna change the text to white. And then here, I always make the add to cart all caps. I've done A/B tests with a lot of stores and this has definitely been an improvement to getting orders. So now that this whole section, the colors are correct, I'm just gonna continue going down and change up any colors that seem kind of off. By the way, for the sticky cart, because Kaching bundle has it, I'm just gonna press hide or actually delete it. You guys don't need to have this. Hide this. You only need your Kaching bundle and these 4 pills here. The 4 pills we're gonna be updating to match the actual market research using the, it's essentially probably gonna be the same thing here. Reduces this, reduces pain. It's all gonna be updated here. And that's what the market research is for. It's not only for the ads, but also for your website. So we're gonna go ahead and save that for now and go back to Claude, check on this prompt 2. It looks like it's about to be finished. So what I'll do is go and click onto prompt 3. So with prompt 3, you guys can like pretty much pre-fire, just have this in the chat here. And we're gonna just put our product again, grounding, bed sheet, and just leave that here. And there we go, prompt 2 is complete. So now we're gonna simply put in prompt 3. Very plain and simple, guys. I made this as easiest as possible to follow along. And essentially when prompt 3 is done, we're literally gonna take prompt 4, put it in, then prompt 5, and then finally prompt 6, which is gonna be to finalize your website. Prompt 6 is basically a quality check on your website, making sure that different sections of your site. So what you would be doing is you would take, let's say, if I wanna make sure that this is up to date with my market research, after you're already completed up until prompt 5, you would literally take screenshots of every single part that has copy. So there, in your descriptions, all your descriptions here, this section, any section that literally has words, screenshot it, attach it to Claude, and then also put in prompt 6. From there, it'll literally edit every single part of your site that you need to do, and then you'll manually go do that on the site, and then that's it. Your entire site will be done. For your website, there's going to be a lot of sections that Atlas adds that honestly aren't needed for when you are testing. And to be quite frank, a lot of it is like I prefer not to have, just because I think a simpler funnel just makes everything a lot easier for your customers. And if there's just like a lot of words, like unnecessary words, it's just going to confuse them. So what I always do is I first remove, let's say I remove this. I remove this section here. Let me just press hide. I'll also hide this. I'll hide this. I'll show you guys which sections I keep. So I always keep, I keep this here, like a picture with the percentage. I think it's really nice. And I also keep this here with the checkpoints. I remove the benefits you'll love. I think it's kind of, there's no point of having that. Why we stand out, it's like kind of an us versus them. I think this is good, but obviously you can create a much nicer one using Claude Code and also just on Canva and manually making a nice one. But again, that doesn't matter for when you guys are testing. This is very important. I always keep the customer reviews literally like the first thing that goes up here. So I keep this right here. Underneath the horizontal sliding text is where I like to keep it. Why? Because I think social proof is definitely very important in your funnel. So make sure to put it right here. Also, you guys can see the color is still not updated. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the background white, or sorry, let's see here. I like to change this copy to here from our community. Oh, okay, I can't type. For this, you guys are gonna have to generate your reviews. Again, you guys should be only using real reviews, but this is essentially where your reviews would be going. You guys should just on your own time go through your competitor's website and just go through every single section on there and be like, okay, now is this section helpful or not? Most likely if they're a big brand, they've already, again, A/B tested everything and it's all optimized. So you need to ask yourself, okay, what does this section serve? How does this help the customer build more trust with your brand and is more willing to buy? So right here, we literally have a video testimonial as it seems. It's a 2-minute testimonial, so that's very strong. And then what is grounding? So a little bit of education for the people who don't know what grounding is, or maybe they have like some vague idea. This helps educate them on exactly what their product unique mechanism is. So this is actually a very good thing that I would definitely add to our website. I think it's like a no-brainer to have that. This is also a very nice section here, what you should expect from grounding well. It gives you literally, it paints a picture to the customers of when they'll see results. So I really like this. We can definitely add that. How it works is also very good because this product is kind of confusing, I think, to a lot of people. It's like, what the heck? Do I just like, they're gonna have so many questions like, how should I tuck it in? Does the product have to be like touching a certain material to ground? So it's gonna be very good to have a kind of like how to do it section. And then finally, the reviews section. This you can create with Vital Reviews, or you can actually even custom code it here. But I usually like to use an app called Vital Reviews, but we won't do it for the initial setup because I don't think it's very necessary for your initial test. As soon as you do get purchases, it's definitely one of the first things that I'll add. I'm going to fast forward this video, but you guys will see me paste all the prompts from 1 to 5. And then like I was saying, for prompt number 6, you're literally just going to screenshot each section of your website that has copy. So anything that has text or like benefits, you're going to then take those screenshots, upload it all here into Claude, put in prompt 6, and then from prompt 6, Claude is going to tell you what to change for each one of those sections. So just to touch on the Kaching bundle offer section again, one thing that's very important is that you guys need to make sure your product has good free gifts, or come up with free gifts that can be bundled with your product. I've found from doing hundreds of offer tests, having free gifts is like, it's just a no-brainer. You need to have it in your offer. So for example here, these 3 examples, We can see kitty sups, basically they're a taurine supplement for cats. You can see that they offer a free measuring scoop with buy one, buy two, they get a longevity ebook, which honestly, my take on ebooks is that it's pretty weak. If you guys can find a very cheap free gift that has high perceived value, which we'll get into this option here, you can see Resilia, they have a free bamboo lid glass jar that has a very high perceived value. First of all, we're hearing bamboo, and it's also a glass jar, not a plastic jar, and they're giving that for free. So this is a very good example of a low priced, high perceived free gift that can be bundled, and a lot more people are going to be selecting the second tier or third tier variant simply because of these free gifts, which obviously you guys can see it increases your average order value by so much more. And another pattern that I found with my stores and other big stores is that the first option, you guys should always just put the free shipping, because free shipping or free priority shipping, it's just super easy. It doesn't cost you anything really. Okay guys, that is it for part one. So you would have already had the market research done, your website done, everything on the back end is ready for the ad creation. In part two, I will go over how to create the winning native ads, plus my entire meta ads launch strategy. So literally everything for the entire testing phase, and also when to go into the scaling phase, which I know a lot of you guys would love to learn more of. So like the day one, day two, day three of the testing, also to know when to cut a product if it's not going well. All of those things will be covered in part two. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys subscribe, stay tuned. If you guys have any other questions, comment down below. I'm going to respond to literally every single one that I possibly can. And for Trend Track, you guys can get 20% off for the next 3 months using the link in the description, as well as the master prompts. Everything is going to also be there. So it's completely free and you guys can go use it. That wraps up everything. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.